In a small town, there lived a boy named Ryan, who was known by everyone for his sharp mind. His teachers praised him, his friends admired him, and his parents dreamed of him becoming a great doctor. Ryan shared this dream, picturing himself in a white coat, saving lives. But despite his intelligence, Ryan had a secret struggle. His mind was like a wild horse, galloping in every direction except the one he needed it to. He would sit down to study, determined to master complex subjects, but his focus would shatter within minutes. A notification on his phone, a daydream about his future, or a sudden urge to check social media would pull him away. He told himself, "I'm smart enough. I can catch up later." He believed his natural talent was a safety net that would always catch him. This belief continued until the day of the National Scholarship Exam, the very key to his medical school dreams. Ryan walked into the exam hall with confidence, but as he faced the questions, his mind went blank. The information he thought he knew was just out of reach, lost in a fog of distraction. The hours he had spent scrolling and daydreaming now felt like a heavy weight. When the results came out, his name was nowhere on the list of scholarship winners. The reality of his failure hit him like a physical blow. Shame and regret washed over him. In that moment of crushing disappointment, a profound realization dawned on him. Being smart is not enough. Without discipline, my intelligence is useless. Determined to change, Ryan sought help. He knew exactly who to turn to. Coach Miller, the school's physical education teacher. Coach Miller was a man respected not just for his athletic knowledge, but for his legendary ability to instill discipline in his students. He had a reputation for turning unfocused teenagers into determined young adults. Ryan found Coach Miller by the archery range, watching a student practice. He nervously approached and explained his situation, confessing his lack of focus and his devastating failure. Coach Miller listened patiently, his gaze steady. When Ryan finished, the coach didn't offer sympathy. Instead, he picked up a bow and an arrow. "Ryan," he said, handing them to him, "your mind is like this bow. Your goal is the target, but your thoughts are like a strong crosswind, blowing your arrow off course. Intelligence gives you a good bow, but discipline is what allows you to aim steadily, ignoring the wind, and hit the bullseye. Your mind isn't your enemy, it's just untrained." He continued, "Success isn't about having the best bow. It's about learning how to use the one you have with unwavering focus. I can teach you, but it requires commitment. Are you ready to train your mind as an athlete trains their body?" Ryan, holding the bow, felt a surge of hope. "Yes, Coach, I'm ready." Coach Miller smiled. "Good. We will start with 4 simple rules. These are not just for studying. They are for life. Follow them, and you will learn to control the wild horse of your mind." "The first rule," he began, "is to control your thoughts. When a distracting thought enters your mind, don't fight it. Acknowledge it, and then gently guide your focus back to your task. Imagine you are the gatekeeper of your mind. You decide which thoughts are allowed to stay. The second rule is to create a routine. Your mind loves structure. Set specific times for studying, for breaks, and even for distractions. When it's time to study, you study. When it's time to relax, you relax. A routine builds a rhythm for your mind, making it easier to switch into a state of deep focus when needed. The third rule is the most direct. Remove distractions. When you study, your phone should be in another room. Your computer should have only the necessary tabs open. Create a sanctuary for focus, a place where your mind knows it's time to work, free from the temptations that pull you away. You cannot win a battle if the enemy is sitting right next to you. And the fourth and final rule, Coach Miller concluded, is to practice daily. Mental discipline is a muscle. You must exercise it every single day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Start small. Try focusing on a single task for 15 minutes without interruption. The next day, try for 20. This daily practice will strengthen your mental endurance over time. Ryan listened to every word, feeling a new sense of clarity. The rules were simple, yet powerful. They were not about being smarter. They were about being more in control. He thanked Coach Miller and left the archery range not with a heavy heart, but with a clear plan. The transformation didn't happen overnight. The first few days were a struggle. His mind still wandered, and the urge to check his phone was almost overpowering. But he remembered Coach Miller's words. When a daydream popped up, he acknowledged it and brought his attention back to his textbook. He created a strict study schedule and, for the first time, stuck to it. His phone was banished from his study room. Slowly but surely, things began to change. The 15 minutes of focused study became 30, then an hour, then 2. He started to feel a deep sense of satisfaction after each focused session. He was no longer just a passenger in his own mind. He was the driver. His grades started to improve dramatically. He was not only understanding the material, but mastering it. A year later, Ryan sat for the scholarship exam again. This time, the exam hall felt different. It was quiet, calm. As he read the questions, the answers came to him clearly, retrieved from a mind that was now orderly and sharp. He was focused, present, and in complete control. Weeks later, when the results were published, Ryan's name was at the top of the list. He had not only passed, but had earned the top scholarship. The joy he felt was far greater than any pride he had ever felt in his natural intelligence. This was a victory he had earned through hard work and discipline. Years passed. Ryan achieved his dream of becoming a doctor, known for his calm demeanor and sharp diagnostic skills. He often thought back to that day with Coach Miller. He realized that the 4 rules were not just for passing an exam, they were the foundation of his success in the high-pressure world of medicine. One day, he returned to his old school and found Coach Miller, now retired, still visiting the archery range. Ryan walked up to him, no longer a desperate boy, but a confident man. "Coach," he said warmly, "I wanted to thank you. You taught me the most important lesson of my life." Coach Miller looked at him, a glint of pride in his eyes. "I only showed you the bow and arrow, Ryan. You were the one who learned to master the wind." Ryan's story is a powerful reminder for all of us. Talent and intelligence are wonderful gifts, but they are only starting points. True success, the kind that is lasting and meaningful, is forged in the fire of discipline. It's about training your mind day after day to focus on what truly matters. It's about choosing to be the master of your attention, not its servant. So, if you find yourself struggling with distraction, remember Ryan. Remember the 4 rules. Control your thoughts, create a routine, remove distractions, and practice daily. Your mind is your greatest asset. Train it with discipline, and success will follow. If you feel this story can help others find their focus, please like and share the video. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay with us. I'll be back again with another inspiring story. Until then, be patient, be thankful, and keep moving forward.